All right, first up, we're making the custard. Crack 1 whole egg into your bowl, and from the second egg, you'll only need the yolk. Then add half a cup of sugar, just enough to sweeten it nicely, and a pinch of salt to balance everything out. Whisk it all together. If you love eclairs but hate the hassle, today's custard roll is going to taste just like them, but way easier to make. Next, we're adding 1/3 cup of cornstarch. And we're going to keep whisking until everything is smooth and lump-free. The cornstarch will help the custard thicken up nicely, but if you don't have it, you can use all-purpose flour instead. Now, take a saucepan, and you'll want to sprinkle a tablespoon of sugar all over the bottom. Then pour in 2 cups of milk. Place the saucepan on the stove and turn the heat to medium. And you're going to heat the milk, stirring now and then so the sugar dissolves, until you see tiny bubbles around the edges. Remove the pan from the stove and pour the milk into the egg mixture, whisking quickly as you go. We're just tempering the eggs, slowly warming them so they don't scramble all at once. Go ahead and pour the mixture back into the saucepan. All of it. And we're going to cook the custard over medium heat, whisking the whole time to keep it smooth and free of lumps. When it thickens, take the custard off the stove. Then add half a stick of butter cut into cubes so it melts faster, and vanilla extract, just a little for that classic custard flavor. Give it all a good whisk. The butter is going to make your custard extra rich and give it an even smoother, silkier texture. Now I'm taking a strainer, and I'm going to transfer the custard into it to push it through. Honestly, I highly recommend doing this. It helps catch any little bits, gets rid of those tiny lumps, and just makes your custard perfectly smooth in the end. After it's cooled slightly, cover the custard with plastic wrap so no skin forms. And we're going to pop it in the fridge to cool and set for roughly 30 minutes. Okay, time to make the batter. You're going to need 4 room temperature eggs. Just crack them all into one bowl. Next, add 2 tablespoons of sugar, a pinch of salt to balance the flavors, and give it a good whisk until everything is combined. Set it aside for now. Grab a saucepan, and we're going to pour in 1 2/3 cups of milk. Then add in a 1/4 stick of butter, and we're going to set the saucepan on the stove. Turn the heat to medium, and just wait patiently until the butter melts nicely into the milk. Give it a little stir so the butter and milk blend evenly. Now carefully pour just part of the mixture into the eggs. We'll add the rest later. And immediately whisk everything together so the eggs don't have time to cook too fast. Now we're going to sift the flour into our mixture. You'll need 1 1/2 cups of flour. I always suggest sifting the flour. This way your batter is going to end up soft, light, and lump-free. Give it a good whisk until the flour is fully mixed in and the batter comes together. Now before we move on, if you're enjoying this recipe, feel free to give the video a quick thumbs up and subscribe. Pour in the remaining milk and butter mixture and whisk until the batter is smooth and fully combined. Take a baking tray or pan with low sides and line it with parchment paper so the cake doesn't stick. Go ahead and pour the batter onto the baking tray. It's pretty liquidy, but that's exactly how it should be. I also like to smooth out the batter with a spatula, making sure it's all nice and even. Finally, we're going to carefully pop the tray into the oven. And we're going to bake it at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 minutes, until it's beautifully golden. And while that's baking, let's take the custard out of the fridge. Peel off the plastic wrap. And I like to give it a quick blend to loosen it up and make it smooth again after chilling. But this step is optional. Now, in another bowl, pour in half a cup of heavy cream. Whip it on medium speed for a couple of minutes, just until soft peaks form nicely. Take a silicone spatula and carefully add the whipped heavy cream to the custard, gently folding it in so it stays light and airy. It's so tempting, but hold on, we need to finish the roll before we dig in. Alright, let's get back to our sponge. We take it out of the oven. It looks amazing, exactly what we want. The sponge might deflate a bit, but that's totally normal. Set it on a cooling rack to rest a little. Then take a fresh sheet of parchment paper, and when the sponge has cooled, you're going to carefully flip it over. Now all you've got left to do is spread that delicious custard filling all over the sponge. Just scatter a few spoonfuls of custard across the surface. Then spread it out evenly with a spatula for a smooth, even layer. Now carefully roll it up from the bottom. Go slowly so you don't tear the sponge. Also, I like to wrap the roll in a sheet of parchment paper. This helps it hold together and prevents it from falling apart. Lastly, pop the roll into the fridge and let it chill for a couple of hours, so it firms up and the custard sets nicely. For the final touch, dust a little powdered sugar on top to make it look even prettier. Okay, let's slice it up. And there you have it, soft golden sponge wrapped around tender, luscious custard filling. Every bite is light, airy, and dangerously delicious.